Is there examples that stand out to you that like a full service example? You kind of did a lot of what we just talked about, and so you sort of make it a tangible thing.
Yeah, sure. I have a good example in mind. That it was a gold project in Africa. So to be more precise, in Mauritania, from a Canadian junior company called All Gold. Uh, so we actually worked with that company for almost 5 years. So we actually did the first boot on the ground with that company. So to start the exploration program, help them to build their drill pattern, their surface exploration up to the drilling, and we help them to optimize their drill pattern using machine learning and back then. So even before we've got actually a very full grown resources, so we help them to be more efficient because machine learning, yes, we use it to create targets, but also create a level of confidence on what we are going to drill. And if you are more confident, you can actually lower the amount of drilling you need to do for the same result. So it's mainly
Right.
cost saving for the clients. And for our goal, actually, we also put what we call an MSPU on site. So we build them actually a testing facility on site so they can be able to have results faster. And we did at the end the resource estimate, and now they are in the process of doing the feasibility study and pre-feasibility study. It's still not an active mine, but they're getting there.
So on that project, are you now? Were you directly involved in that project?
Yes, we're still involved in that project. Yeah, we're still doing updating resources from that project.
So does a project like that, like you personally, does that require going there quite extensively? Are you setting a team? Is it you go there, then your team goes there, then a different team has to go there for the next stage? It must be quite a series of events to actually implement over 5 years.
No, no, exactly. And we in every project that we involve, we go on the field. So that's mandatory for us to be able to understand a little bit better, to discuss with the people that work on a daily basis on the project. As consultant, of course, we are a little bit outside of the daily operation from the company. So we need to do regular visits just to be sure that what we suggest to the company, it's really what is the most efficient way of doing things. So uh, the amount of time we spend on the field is very variable from project to project. So sometimes it could be 1 or 2 weeks. Sometimes we can send people for months. It's really depending where we are in the life cycle of the project, and depending also to what the clients want from us as well.
How about on the AI side, the machine learning? I mean, I realize a lot of this stuff is quite confidential. So, but are there any projects you can actually give an example of where the machine learning was applied and of course successful?
Yeah, sure. It was probably one of our first very large scale project we did about 3 years ago. It was with North American Palladium at the Lac des Îles mine in Ontario. So now Impala Canada property. We're approached by that company a couple of years ago, like I said, because they actually explore for a long time and they know the deposit pretty well, but they actually realized that the level of discovery getting lower and lower by the years. So they say probably because we always explore in the same way and we haven't trying to create something new for a long time. So they were super keen to say, okay, can we use machine learning and artificial intelligence with our enormous data set, because they have very good quality data sets, and try to think outside of the box and try to discover a new way of exploring a new target. So we jump in that project. It lasts probably around 6 months, and we generate a couple of dozens of targets for them. And some of them were really outside of the box. Let's say they are outside of the main mining area, outside of the type of rock they're usually exploring for. And they
Mm.
wasn't sure at first to say, okay, so we never get any success so following that path, but let's try it. So that's the goal of the exercise. And they drill a couple of the targets on the other side of the actual mining operation. They discover an amazing amount of palladium in one of their first drill holes on the different type of rock. So for them, it's more discovery, but more important, it's a new way of actually looking at their deposits. So now it's not going to focus just on the way that they explore in the past, but they have new ideas and new element they can explore. And for them, ultimately, will actually can extend the life of the mine for many years if they are able to discover that millions of tons extra with those targets. So that was a very good successful example that it's public that actually we can discuss with people.
Yeah, I think, yeah, no, it's the fun of trying to do interviews about the mining industry. You've got to tap dance around a lot of things. And, it's an industry that I mean, it's just by the nature of it. It's, we're talking mountains, rugged terrain, especially in Canada. You're talking complex mineral resources and everything like that. And there, for a third example, is there I mean, you run into projects where they're not what you think they're going to be. Is there any projects that when I say what's a challenging one, it just sort of snaps to right away that you think of?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna tap out on the name for this one because it's confidential, but I can actually put a little bit of context out of it. So
So the confidential one is also the one that's challenging. That seems strange.
it is. But the one thing is some of the clients have very specific problems, and
Yeah.
they just don't know how to solve it. And we sometimes we don't know either how to solve it, but we can actually try to work together to discover a solution, doing some R&D with the client. And that specific
Right.
project was regarding machine learning again. But they say we don't want to have targets, Mark. We have actually a very well advanced deposit, but we want to see, can we find some type of patterns between our assay results and our actually mineralogy results using some algorithm to do it. So we want to be able to actually predict the quality of the recovery for the future mine. So that was something we never did in the past. So we had an idea how we can tackle it, but they say we work alongside the client and say, okay, it's going to be a challenging one. We are not sure how we're going to solve that problem, but we are going to try. And we worked for I think almost 8 months that project alongside with the client doing some R&D and some tests and some better than other. And at the end, actually, we define a way of work to use different type of algorithm, a series of algorithm to be able to solve their problem. And at the end result, the client was extremely satisfied because it actually answered their problem, it answered their question. So that's the type of challenge we face. And this type of challenge, it's going to us on regular basis. So as long as the client know that it's not going to be a yes or no answer, or we're not sure we're going to be able to solve that problem, but it's very
Right.
satisfying for us as a geologist to work on challenging project where we need to start everything from scratch.
When you create that new algorithm, is that now applicable to other projects? Does it ever you solve one problem and realize, oh, that other project that we're working over on the other side of the country or in a completely different country, it can be solved with that? Or is it pretty, in a situation, that particular situation, is it really only applicable to that environment?
In that particular situation, Jared, is something we were able to apply on other type of deposits and other problems. So we're not actually building the solution with always in mind that is it going to be useful for other problems, but most of the time we find some way to do an application to other problems. So in that case, yes, we were able to put that in our offer of services. Maybe.